And we go. Hello, welcome to the number one show on my network. Number one. It's crazy. Number one. For some reason, it's you like me and Frank a lot. To watch us talk about General Hospital. This is the JHB Spotlight here on JLJ Media. 7 years and counting. We're still moving along, right, Frank? We're still chugging along.
Yeah, I can't think of anything I'd rather do on a Sunday afternoon than just chat with you about General Hospital.
Well, Frank, I could think of better things to do on a Sunday afternoon for myself, but no, come on, Frank.
What? How dare you?
Just kidding. Yes, he's my work husband, everybody. Yes, me and Frank are here for you to about General Hospital, and we are here. I'm going to make sure the chat room is open. It says top chat, straight to live chat. Hi, Jacarius. I'm going to say hello, as I always do, and tell you the church announcements. Brought to you by the fine folks at JLJ Media. Whoever they are, Frank. So we already just did, I just did the Wide Army Spotlight and Bold Beautiful Me Spotlight with my co-host, Amanda Russ and Tammy Govea. We are out, they're out there now. I posted them everywhere, audio and video. They are out there for you. Eileen, you're here. Yay, you're not working today. We're going to talk about Jacarius. We're going to talk about it. Rodell, we're going to talk about it. So they're out now, all over the place. So you want to listen or watch us. You don't want to look at us. You can listen to us. But you won't look at us because we had matching outfits on today, Frank.
Ooh.
We didn't talk about it. We just came on with the same outfit. You and I don't do that. We don't match. We don't do that. So it doesn't happen that way. But we did it over there. So check us out. Those are out now. Also, we have a new thing called Super Chats. A little button underneath that has a little dollar sign. And you can actually give us a little something saying thank you. So if you want to, we have some people who did it earlier. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. This is what I do full time for life. I don't have anything else going on. No 9-to-5 job. I'll have sick pay or vacation pay. Or that stuff. I do have insurance. I do have health insurance. I have that. But I got to pay for it myself, of course. But I don't have any of the other stuff. This is what I do. I do content all day long, Frank. That's all I do. The fans, all I do.
Take that, Flobito.
They think that Flobito will do content every week. Mine do content every day. No, we love Flobito. He's also on social media too. But so we have super chats. We have those here. We want to do that. Also, what was I going to tell you? Also, we have merch now, Frank.
No way.
Just launched merchandise. I have to send Frank the link so you can look at it. I put in the link here. It is JLJ. Excuse me. It's JLJmedia.threadless.com.
Oh, yeah. Threadless.
Yes, Threadless.
Junior.
You can get bags. You can get scarves. You can get towels. You can whatever you want. Shirts. Everything. So Frank, I just joined it this week.
Look at you.
Joined it this week. So I just put up one thing for GHB Spotlight, Frank, because I didn't have it up yet. That's why I didn't tell you yet, because I just did it a couple days ago for GH. But I'm still putting stuff up there. I'm one man. It's everything myself, but it's happening. So Frank, yes, we got some cute stuff. Starting. You looking at it right now? You can look at it.
Ooh, here we go. Let's see here. Oh.
He's looking at it. So while he's looking at it, we're doing some stuff there. And also, buymeacoffee.com. Many of you guys have bought me a coffee. It's been wonderful. I have a new podcast on there called Lots and Lots of Coffee. And we talk about coffee. It's all we do. Coffee. So you can go over there, buy me a coffee. It unlocks the content. You can listen to our podcast, me, myself, and I have actually a guest coming on this week. So those are fun too. I think those are the church and now. Oh, and then Dish and Days. They're coming on next with their show, Days Are Lives. I think it's everything. Frank, are you looking at it, Frank?
I'm looking at it. Look at that.
So soon, JLJ Media will be up there next. I'm a logo for that. Super organized. I'm working on all. It's just me by myself, and so I'm getting stuff together.
I'm seeing a lack of your face on any of these.
Oh my God, do we really want to? No, it's me. So folks in the chat room, would you like my face or Frank on a t-shirt?
Oh, no, nobody wants my face on a t-shirt.
Please tell the chat room if you like Frank's face or my face on a t-shirt. I will not be offended if you say Frank.
No, it's JLJ all.
yeah. I love it. Frank, I have something to show you.
Ooh.
And it's a blast from the past. I forgot I had stolen one of these. It is an AfterBuzz TV mug.
Yeah.
Frank, you remember this, Frank, don't you?
Hey, look at that. It's not chipped or anything.
No,
No.
I had stolen this a long time ago.
I stole one of the unchipped ones, which were a rare commodity.
They were, remember? They were.
Yes.
So, folks, AfterBuzz TV's dead. But I went there, and if you want to see my exploits at AfterBuzz TV, go to the really quick James Lott Jr. show that came out this Saturday. You'll see what I did at AfterBuzz TV.
That's when he broke in and he got that mug.
Yes, me and Flobo, we broke in and got the mug. That's all we got. I thought we took his mugs. That's all we took. But they had but here's a little side thing, a little quickly, when we get into it. So I have, what was it? I have a yellow mug from the old house they gave to me. They only had one yellow mug left at the new place, and I was always drinking out of it every Sunday, every show I did. So right before the pandemic happened, it was like, James, we'll give you the mug. So they gave it to me. So I have that somewhere.
Oh, look at that.
I had two AfterBuzz mugs. I forgot about that.
Two fists in it.
Yes. Yeah, two fists. That's right. I don't have the other one with me. Okay, so what's going on? And if I want that, I could do it myself. No offense to you guys. What are we talking about in the chat room? Okay, I'm trying to see what's going on. Hi, bye. But it's like, you think Spencer gone? I don't know what's going on. Okay, I don't know what's going on in the chat room. Okay, but let's talk. Let's talk about this. So we're gonna start off because we were talking about it already. Frank doesn't really go online that much. He doesn't do much. He's very smart. He doesn't read comments or anything. He's all that.
I'm so fragile.
He's like, no, you're smart. No, you're smart. That's why you're not on there. You're smart. But there was a scene, Frank, that happened because we're getting ready for the trial. So I guess I'm thinking this week's gonna be the trial for Trina. I think it'll be this week.
Thank goodness.
I know, finally, right? Finally. We said this last week, like finally. And there was a scene between Portia and Estella. They talked about race. And it said, Esme do this because of race. It was just a conversation. And it caused a media stir. And I posted that Black people and queer people will not be erased from television. So get over it. So my thing was, it wasn't out of left field. It was a natural conversation between two Black women about their daughter that's Black. I thought it was just fine. And people say it was out of left field. It was like, why bring a race into it, whatever. I just want to say, for me personally, I know I'm Black, so that makes a difference. But I just feel like it was a natural conversation they had in private, just kind of talking about it. So I don't know. So the phrase wants that's been a big controversy is that conversation.
Look at you, James Lott Jr., man, hopping on that social media and always starting stuff.
That's right. I got to stand up for myself. But no, I think it's one of those. I know that people. The question usually is, should you bring real stuff into soaps? Should you keep it fantasy? And I always feel like the line always moves. So some folks want real stuff, right? And then some folks only want fans. So Frank, how do you feel about that kind of thought process with soap fans?
Well, first, I think we just provocative should be one of the year logos for your t-shirts. Provocateur.
Yes.
But yeah, I feel like no, I mean, I feel like soaps have always, at least the one, at least for me, not that I've watched a lot of the soaps, it's been probably All My Children, and then General Hospital. So when they got into AIDS with Stone and seeing the ramifications of that, I thought that was a great touch, treating this realistically, and how having on the soap people react like they'd seen people react in the world to some of the misconceptions of people who had AIDS. I thought it was great. It was just a way to kind of educate as well. And so, there are some moments where you kind of roll your eyes, which on GH, where they will try to tie into something where it's just, you understand the intent. You just wish it was kind of put together a little bit more naturally. It wasn't just so like, hey, ding, 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 we're talking about this. Guess what? But so like a conversation like this, which just kind of flowed very naturally, I thought was really well done, and was something that it's like, whoa, oh, hey, we're talking about this. I mean, because this, we can get into this when we actually talk about the storyline. it's been taking its sweet time.
Well, let's talk about the storyline. Just bring it up now because you're right. It's been taking its sweet time.
Yes. So you're like, boy, you know, like this was a conversation that is nice to have within the whole context of that situation. It's just one of those like, yeah, it's a realistic moment within this extremely long and drawn out storyline.
Yes, and the whole thing is, they didn't say she's racist. They didn't say she is. She just brought it up, and so we're going to see how this plays out. I mean, like it's just part. It was a storyline beat, and I feel like I agree with Frank. Sometimes they clumsily try to be woke. Sometimes they clumsily add stuff, and you're like, where did that come from? But I did feel this was just right now. It was a natural conversation. I thought it was just a natural conversation, and it's just getting ready for the trial. So I mean, I thought, why not? Because the fellas are out. Which I'll tell you, Frank. On the other side of this, I'm actually enjoying Marshall more now with Curtis because they don't have that whole secret shit going on. I feel like I kind of like this that they can just be them. They just be themselves. It's kind of fun.
I absolutely agree with that, and it just makes the whole unnecessarily drawn out storyline all the more irritating. Where it's like, guys, yes, if you would have just made that storyline so much more compact, these scenes right now we could have had them sooner, and this relationship by now would be all the more richer for it.
I was like, wow, I'm enjoying Hat Daddy. I'm kind of enjoying the little kind of, and with Ava, it was like, I'm in. She didn't even know what it is. Like, I'm in. So it's Trina. I'm in. I mean, that's totally her. It's like, yeah, it was such, because I like that the men are off trying to kind of help her out. They found the guy, of course, and whatever, and all that stuff. Yeah, I know, Shonda. I know probably Frank feels the same way, keeping my expectations low in regards to the trial. I know. We're a little scared too. We're a little scared. Oh, hi, Paul Freed. Paul Freed didn't know Jurassic was still on since Luke and Laura. Frank.
Wait.
So welcome, Paul. On the show? He didn't know that the show was still going on. He said that's how he watched Luke and Laura.
Oh my gosh, Paul.
Paul, it's on. It's still on.
They canceled it. It's like, yeah, Luke and Laura's not here anymore. What's the point of going on?
It's turning 60 next week. Come on. As old as I am. I thought, yes, you guys are too. Yes, I'm enjoying the Marshall Curtis kind of banter back and forth and trying to work this guy, sniff out the guy. And Esme is a villain, right? So Esme is she's supposed to win a few times, but I'm saying if they do this right, she will get her comeuppance. That's kind of the whole point.
Yes.
And Frank, I don't know about you. I'm nervous about this trial too and how it's going to go. I don't know how it's going to go.
I mean, we still have the whole Ryan storyline, so
right.
I feel that. I mean, Esme's not going to be taken completely off canvas for this because she still needs to be in the mix for that. So there is, much like when Valentine was caught, that there's always deniability that always ends up like, well, you got Trina off, but can you actually prove it was me? No. So ways for Esme to be able to still stick around and get out of the clutches of any thorough repercussions, so she can still be around for other storylines.
And of course, our collective EU, there's still Nicholas.
Yes.
And that whole situation. And I have to laugh because Ava don't play. Ava comes in there and she's hilarious. First of all, that whole scene with her doing her nails on the couch and how she takes care of things that's hers. Okay, Esme. Okay, girl. And when she was like, oh my god, I love it. Esme just, I mean, the actress is really good. She makes me laugh because she's really good. When she started kneeling at her, I've lost family members before too. I was like, you're about to lose. You're 5 to 10. Oh, and it was like, you insolent little bitch. She's just something. She got, it was like, oh, yes. It was kind of fun, but everybody agrees they need to kick it up now. Let's get to the trial this week. Let's kick it up.
What was frustrating to me about the scenes, as much as I enjoy a good Ava Esme scene, was Curtis and Hat Daddy say, hey, yeah, can you go over there? We got to try to find this phone cell phone seller.
Yeah.
And so Ava's like, you're right, as you're saying. She's like, I'm in. And then she heads right over there. She gets distracted for a second by a call from Avery. So like, okay, great. But when she walks into the room, of course, the guy, she's able to get rid of the guy. But instead of like immediately saying, "Hey, this is a guy that we really need to find because this can help really prove Trina's innocence," instead of immediately like, "I got to make a phone call and let Curtis know," has this conversation with Esme, blah 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 blah. Then kind of saunters out and just kind of gives Curtis like a nonchalant, like, you know, there's another exit. You know, I don't, you
Yeah,
know,
that makes sense.
doesn't tell Curtis like this is where it was, this is where he
Yeah.
could have popped out.
Yeah.
Just nothing. Like,
No.
Ava, priorities. I know you want to dig, you know, let Esme have it, but priorities.
No, the priority was letting Esme have it. That's like, but yeah, I did too. I agree. She said, yes, and Trina is great in every way, unlike you. I'm like, that's right, bitch. Tell her. Tell her. Tell her.
I mean, I feel like there's got to be enough comeuppance because at least Esme's continued insistence that she is just like, no, it was never me. I am looking to just, I want the satisfaction of that being thrown in her face that no, we all know it was you.
I want a huge fall.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean she's out. I mean, doesn't mean she's out. Many of villain have fallen and come back. Because you're right, you have the whole Ryan stuff. Yes, there's stuff out there, but I want her fall to be an epic fail, and then the more stuff will come out of it. But I want her to have a good comeuppance. Like we all want that. Well, I think what we want more, Frank, is the storyline to end.
Oh, it is. This storyline started on the most ridiculous of premises.
Yes.
With the whole cabin trip, which already they already dragged it out, just even getting to the cabin, and irritatingly enough. So you already were predisposed, at least for me, to not even care about the storyline because it took so long. About we got to go to the cabin, and then they do this ridiculous setup of how they were filmed and everything there. This whole storyline has just been so dumb from the inception that it just makes it all the worse when it has been dragged out for this long. So when you get moments of like Stella and Portia talking, right. Which are like nice little bright spots in there, but you just wish it's still like under the umbrella of a really like poorly paced and drawn out storyline.
I was 40 years old when the storyline started. I'm now 53. This storyline's been going, Frank. I mean, I was a young man. I had no hair when the storyline started. That's how long the storyline's been going.
Now, James, I will ask you as a long time a lover of General Hospital and the city of Port Charles.
Yes.
If you were going to court, who would you want representing you? Would you want Scotty Baldwin, or would you want Diane Miller?
Diane Miller all the way. Hello. I mean, and Diane. I mean, it's funny that so we have to mention they mentioned Serena, so use of history, off camera, his daughter. Being an environmentalist, I believe that before that she was, and so she's in trouble, and he has to go to this island off the coast of Denmark, or whatever. So, okay, so he's off. But Diane Miller, I think, should have been the lawyer the whole time. I thought she should have been the lawyer the whole time. So I'm glad they course corrected that on some level and made that happen.
Yeah, but which it won't happen. But I would love if it was that Scotty going to help Serena, result in her having to come back to Port Charles and being there.
Yes,
God, I love that.
I would love that also. I completely agree. Everybody's like Diane. No, we all agree Diane should be the one. She's the one. I love Justin. She's gotten off so many. I was laughing so hard when Laura's like, "Oh, you're mistaken, right? No, she's helped all kind of mom." And I Josh was telling all the business about how great Diane was and what she's done in the past. That made me laugh so hard. Laura's like, "Oh, okay, that's enough of that." That was kind of fun. Oh, but see, here's another thing. So in real life, you guys don't know this, Jean Francis is taking her annual vacation. But I thought it was so weird that the timing though of this, because she's leaving now. They literally had her talk it out like for the fans, like, should I go right now because I have my this and I have my that, and Nathan and the things are happening with Victor, and like, so she's going off for a while. I'm like, dang it.
It's unfortunate.
Laura,
yeah.
Laura.
Yeah. I don't know how long this vacation is for her. It's going to be whatever it is. It's too long. Because it's
right, exactly. No matter what it is. Yes.
Yeah. But this again is another storyline though that I better see some movement in, so that when she comes back, there's something to really dig her teeth into this. Because again, if we don't find out what the hell Valentine is up to and what the whole reason for this is, where the show decided to have it like Valentine directly saying, "Hey, if you tell me what's going on, I swear, Charlotte's safe, and you bring her back to me, I'll help you, whatever you need." No, you haven't earned my trust. I don't trust you anymore, so I'm not telling you. I'm keeping this close to the vest. Like, no, just somebody tell somebody where we can hear. Doesn't need to. Everybody needs to know, but just let us know.
Because now there was an attempt on Laura's life. So because she's trying to get him deported. Victor deported. I wasn't imported. Deported. So is he trying to kill her? I'm like, really? But then he ordered Valentine to do it. They got mad because it didn't happen. And now, I was like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And for any sort of, although you're disposed, if it's a Cassadine, you're predisposed to think that it's going to be no good, whatever the plan is. But, if you really wanted to enrich the scenes of him, like where he's talking to Laura, trying to plead his case that I'm a changed man, to add at least a little bit into that, you want to at least add some moments where like, oh, hey, is Victor on the up and up? But when you just go into like, I'm going to have a gunman across another building, target Laura and try to take her out, you pretty much ruled out that, okay, whatever you're up to is not great. So,
right. I'm just like, I'm like, would he have her? Like, I'm just trying to figure this out. So he would have her killed? So did he really kill? So is Luke really dead then? Did he really kill Luke?
There's just no way that Luke could be dead.
I don't think so either.
Because I don't think like even the way that this show, like, no, the show's drop balls and stuff and memorializing people, but I just don't think for a character as big as Luke that it would have done it like it did.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, but he was trying to kill Laura. So I'm like, that's interesting. So he is evil then? Like, they're not making it clear to me. I don't know what's going on here. So he kind of kidnapped
Charlotte. Yeah. I mean, he's holding her in that swanky boarding school that, at least from the texts, she seems to be enjoying. But it's tiresome to have several people, whether it's Nicholas, whether it's Valentine, even Laura, like what's his agenda, and for him to just kind of be coy and talking vague sentences about it is just, at this point, it's just frustrating. It's just, at least clue us in. And I don't know why the GH writers have decided, it's great if we keep the viewers even in the dark for as long as possible. It's again one of those things where just let us know. The characters all don't have to know, but we can have an understanding for why Victor is doing what he's doing. And like, oh yeah, this is going to work, or this is going to work. Or, oh my gosh, how's he going to get out of this? It makes it more frustrating, at least to me.
It seems like they have a habit of doing this.
Yeah.
The Nicholas stuff, not letting Nicholas, well, Spencer stuff, not letting us in on it. Like, let us know. I understand surprise. I understand that. You want to surprise the audience too. But at some point, because they drag things out so long, it's like, well, then can we, like the Willow stuff, like she's getting sick off everyone. So like that storyline's going long too. Like the pacing on everything is long right now. I don't understand.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate. And I know that there are real life production issues and people's contracts and all that stuff that kind of feed into that. But I don't know. I just think, is there a way for GH to really kind of look at the way that they tell these stories? And is there a way for them to be able to make them more consolidated? Because it's not that I want to go to like the books necessarily, like they did on Port Charles,
right?
But yeah, I know, like with people's availability, can you just take all the days that they've dragged this out over the year, collapse it so it's a little bit more compact, tell the story in a more like aggressive manner, so it's really cool, and then yes, it might mean that we're going to have 3 or 4 months without Curtis,
Right.
But at least the story you told was like a really fun, engaging kind of story that was like, yes, this was really a good, interesting story. I'll live without seeing Curtis for 3 months if it's going to, at least the time when I see him, the story is going to be told in a really kind of accelerated, interesting, engaging way.
They're agreeing in chat with the pacing is long. I mean, I'm like, once you said that, I'm like, yeah, every storyline is kind of a long. They're all just like long. I mean, like, well, the one that's kind of quick. Here's one that's kind of quicker, Frank, and that is Carly losing the Metroport. They literally say, okay, your bitch, you're out. I mean, Nina's in charge now, and clean you off out of your office. That actually is faster than I thought they were going to do. That's much faster.
That is true.
They cut her out. How do you feel about that storyline?
That storyline kind of, I'm interested to see what happens next.
Yeah.
But I think, again, the show could have done a better job writing this into it, because I'm having a hard time buying Carly's pride for this, for something that's so important to her,
right,
that she's refusing the help of, it'd be one thing if in a world, in a story where any of Carly's friends didn't have money, but to have her own son, to have her ex-husband, to have who they're trying to make like a best friend, perhaps more in Drew,
right.
To have all these people, to have her own partner want to help her out with this,
right,
and to her to say no to all of these just seems preposterous. It's like, I if you want to get to the idea of Carly losing the Metro Court and seeing what that does for her to open up new storyline possibilities, great, I'm all for it. But I just think it needs to be set up in a more believable way for me, because to watch this past week, where she was just, in the past 2 weeks, where she was constantly rebuffing anybody's attempts to help her, like, that just, no, that just doesn't make any sense at all. It says, yes, I know you have pride, but also this is a huge part of your life and a business that you care about tremendously. Yes, you would suck it up to be able to hold on to something that you love so much.
I agree with you. I agree with you. It was clunky, and they could have done it different. They could have gotten there a different way. I agree with you completely. There was a way they could do, because the ending scenes were actually not bad. Her packing up, reminiscing, her and Olivia, like, all those were good. But you're right, getting there felt weird. But all that was kind of good, that by itself. And I would have thought, even if she said no to some people, she would just make Jax fix it. Jax, where is Jax? He's on the show. He's on the show. On the show. And neither is Jason. I watched Steve Burton on Beyond Salem too.
How was he?
I have to say, this is what I have to say, folks. At first, so spoiler alert if you haven't watched it, they paired him with Hope, my girl Kristen Alfonso's character. So when he kissed Kristen Alfonso, I was like, oh my God, it was like a crossover. It was like Jason's kissing Hope. Jason's kissing Hope. It's crazy. He played the same robotic. He was like a Navy SEAL. He's working for the bad guys, kind of thing. He worked for the Demiras. But his character was on Days of Our Lives before he was on General Hospital, and they mentioned it. He dated this chick on the show. They did mention his Harris was on there before that. But to me, he was fine. I know folks were hating him on there. I just guys feel that way. I thought he was fine. I thought he did an admirable job. Jason's fine. I mean, Harris is fine, or whatever his name is. Steve Burton. I thought it was interesting. I thought he did a great job in the story. I love Beyond Salem. It was everything it needed to be. General Hospitals do the same thing. Spinoffs, Hulu Plus, spinoffs.
There you go. And your boy's back. So there you go.
Yeah, he was good. He was good. He was good on it. It was good to see him. No one cares for Jackson. I know. That's something else happening over there. But no.
Well, that's an unfortunate thing, because I know there's real world stuff that kind of bleeds into that as well.
Yes,
but the show really did that character zero favors.
Oh no, none. Yeah, none. I agree with you, Frank. None. I mean, it's like, so Jax being gone is actually, well, who cares on some level. But Nina owning it, I'm kind of like, why not? Like, girl, why not own it? Go ahead and own it. That's right. And her and Olivia can go back and forth for a while. Why not? That'll be fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
No, but I also feel, I do like Olivia's, declaration to Carly. It's like, no, you've got my, it's you first and always. When it comes to, us, Nina will never be able to replace you. I do like, give us 6 months. And let's see. I feel like while Olivia's never going to be like Nina's number one, I'm sure she's going to be able to like temper her feelings towards Nina and kind of like, I thought she was awful, but she's not as bad as I thought.
Hey guys, I agree. The spinoffs can help move along some of these stories. That's what they did with Beyond. This is the third spinoff of Beyond Salem, and it's just they do. They're able to showcase again. You don't mean this bloated cast. I always say it every week. As a large cast, we're not seeing Elizabeth. We're not seeing Sam. We're not seeing. They could be on the spinoff. On the spinoff. You could use her parents on the spinoff. Do her parents on the spinoff.
I mean, I'd have to imagine there has to be conversations. I mean, if this is a third go around for Days having done their own little miniseries on streaming, that there has to have at least been the discussion at ABC about this.
Right. Well, it's on CBS too, where they get Bold and Beautiful. They're probably thinking because Bold did a special behind the scenes 2 episodes back in the pandemic hit, and they had no episodes, so they did 2 episodes where they had filmed all this footage of Monte Carlo. They go to Monte Carlo every year. They're really popular over in Monaco and Italy. The show, the show is sold as a nighttime soap over there. So anyway, so he filmed. Casey came on my show and talked about it. He did this whole backstage. It was like this whole documentary, and it was very successful. When they aired it for 2 days, it was very got really good numbers. I'm like, people like this stuff. People want extras, and streaming is right there. And I know I'm going to say this. That people get mad at me. Yes, I know times are tough. Gas is $8,000 a gallon. I get it and everything. But I say people wait till they all air, then go get streaming for 1 month, see it all, and then get rid of it. I know it's ghetto, but you can do it that way. But I'm telling you, streaming is where it's at, people. It really, really is. It's where it's at. And I think, and they stay up there forever. On regular network, it airs once, and then that's it. At least on streaming, there it is. You can always go to it. It's always there. I just think that could be a good thing. Take some of these storylines, put them over there, and let's see them unfold. I mean, Leslie is having problems in her house burned down or whatever. They could actually show that on this spinoff with, I guess, her new man. She's got a man, I guess, Giancarlo or something. I don't know what's going on over there.
Oh yeah, he's been they've been kind of at it for a little while.
I guess so, apparently. So I mean, over there. So I'm like, do that. And you can show it on that one. I just think there's stuff you can do. So I don't know. But I agree with you. They must be kind of going, behind the scenes, because these have been successful. These 3 shows have been successful on Peacock. So and they're getting big names. They're getting big names to come on. So I mean,
I mean, it would be certainly streaming could help fill the void of a soap net, where you can put up old episodes. Of any of these soaps, like GH and the Restless, Bold and Beautiful, for people to kind of come in and get some of the history stuff. And if you wanted to curate that, kind of rotate stuff in and out to reflect on different stuff, I mean, you could. It would be a little, I think it'd be an awesome archive that you could be really put to good use to help kind of, help current storylines that are airing, and just get new viewers kind of into the mix. So hey, because certainly anybody coming into a soap is always like, oh, there's so much history. How much do I need to know? To be able to know if you have the streaming option as well, to be able to go in and dive into a little bit of the history on select stuff. If you want to know stuff about the Quartermains, here's some kind of key Quartermain moments throughout the years.
Totally
Watch
agree.
these.
Totally agree, Frank. And like I say in the chat room, you can do a whole hospital night shift and show Epiphany in school. Show TJ Moore and Molly. There's really things you can do off to the side on streaming. Everybody, yes, I agree with you. I love SoapNet also. Like you're saying, if I get the money one day, if I win the lottery, I'm bringing back SoapNet. I'm telling you that right now. I'm going to do everything I can to bring it back. It'll be a different name, but it's going to be a lot in the title, of course.
A lot of soaps.
A lot of soaps.com. Yes.
That's right.
But it's going to be, but I really do think what Frank said, and you guys they're all agree with you, Frank. I just there's room for it. I think there's an audience for it. And it can look like anything. If you don't want to do this little mini series, do little 20-minute spin-offs, 15-minute spin-offs, couple of, you can do little individual episodes. I mean, I think that's the way to go, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to just be able to have on streaming, what did Molly get TJ for their 9-month domestic union anniversary?
Frank's being funny, clearly. Frank has clearly lost his mind because the heat in Los Angeles. Clearly. Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, say like, even with streaming as an option, I don't know if there's really much more I want to see about TJ and Molly. I'm good. I'm good with.
But you know what I'm saying? Like
I
there are
know
a couple apparently, so I don't mean
exactly
show like I don't know. I'm just saying anybody. I mean, there's a large cast, folks,
for
out
sure.
there. There's a large. You can pick any. You can pick and choose whoever. Because also, folks, I'm sure you agree with this, and Frank also, having Drew around. What is his storyline? What is he doing? I mean, Cameron Matheson is a leading man, folks.
Yeah.
Hallmark, AMC, whatever, leading man. And what is he doing?
You know, I mean, it can't help but the comparisons because they are brothers.
Right.
When you've got, Drew and Jason. And even though, they are different people, with, different pasts, different, different outlook currently right now, it's hard to ever see Drew on there and just think, wow, they would be just doing this with Jason. And that it just in the sense where Jason would become such a second fiddle to other people's storylines. It's like, so why are we treating Drew like he's got to be just these, these support mechanisms for other people? Like, let's give him his own stories and have him be the driver for them. And I don't know why he's been back so long and is yet to have that.
He's a leading man. I keep saying that, Frank. I'm still yelling at you, Frank. He's a leading man.
Yeah.
Why is he just exactly? Other than Cherie, Drew just walk around till it's time to get ready for bed. That is hilarious. That's Cherie, I like that. But no, literally, I mean, he's a leading man. So I don't know because at least we can complain about Chase and Brooklyn, but at least they're kind of in something. Drew's just kind of like, I run Aurora, but we never show the office. I'm kind of involved in the Q stuff. I'm kind of involved in the Cardi stuff. That's it. Everything else going on. I mean, I just like, I talk to Sonny sometimes. That's over here. I mean, that's it. I mean, I'm just like, he's a leading man. Put him with somebody. I'm like, come on. I just think it's just, they're just wasting him.
And it's unfortunate because I could easily see an option that when his contract is coming close, he's like, this was, I'm gonna pass on renewing because this really isn't going anywhere.
Right.
I could easily see him do that, and it's like, guys, why did you had all this time with him and you did nothing?
I agree. So he's just there. But yeah, we also have Rory and Trina and Spencer. The little well, for her and Spencer, they've never kissed, which many fans are upset about that. Like, or never really have gotten together. Yeah. They've never dated. But her and Rory's opening his mouth a little bit too. So how is about that development?
They've really slow played the Rory development as well. But other than having the which, as we've talked about in the past, any new officer on the PCPD where they overwrite that character to be like, I've got to be a rule follower. But other than that, outside of the PCPD stuff, they've slow played this character, so we don't know too much about him other than just like the little snippets. He doesn't go to museums until he met Trina. I'm liking them. It's fine. It's a nice counterpoint. I guess it's one of those where I'm sure he'd probably be I feel like he'd be on the losing end of a triangle once Esme stuff comes out and Spencer Trina realizes what Spencer was doing for her the whole time. I mean, I feel like still, Trina is still carrying a bit of a torch for Spencer, regardless of all the stuff that has happened.
Yes, I agree. And it's funny because you have that kind of thing going on. Then you have, again, and Britt is hanging out there too. And it's Britt Cody thing. They have Britt with Drew once in a while. There's always those signals just kind of circling around. Just kind of all just like not really doing nothing. Just kind of just around. Hanging out in Port Charles.
I feel the bad thing though is that I wish that they had do more with Rory, that if they want him to be more than just the third wheel in this triangle for Spencer and Trina, because once as I just said, like it's going to be obvious that Trina and Spencer are going to get back together at some point. you feel like I want Rory to have more in Port Charles than just these scenes that he's had with Trina. So I feel like they haven't done a good job about widening him out into any sort of other connections in Port Charles, where it's like, yeah, he's got other stuff that he can bounce to whenever this relationship, falls apart.
Well, they had Rory talking to Esme that one time, and Trina wasn't having it, and neither was they were not having it. So yes, it's slow. Yes, Brooklyn and Chase slow. Sam and Dante, they're together, but we don't really see them together, which I'm not mad about.
Yeah.
But I'm like, again, if we're gonna go there, this is go all the way there. Someone brought up something. I don't know if it was last week or this week. I can't remember what week it was. The conversations when they talk about Leo, that is each of theirs half brother. But we need they never talk about it like that. So it's like they need to really talk about that.
No, I feel like it always seems to even in those conversations where it always makes it seem like it's like Dante's brother. It never really comes off as like it's
no. I mean, I know that the Jeromes are gone, kind of, but you're a Jerome, and so is Leo. It's come on, that's your brother. I mean, not close to you or anything, but that's your brother. So it's just kind of weird, and it's the way they don't. It's not that far removed. It's not that far removed. But I mean, I'm not a Sam Dante fan either. Fans, I'm just saying. Now I'm in love with Kelly Monaco. That's my girl now. That's my interview with her. That's my girl. But I'm just saying that it's like at least show them. If you're going to make us go ew, make me go ooh regularly. I mean, it's like just keep them going. But they're not showing it. They're just like I almost think Sam wants Cody on some level. It's like she's all in the embassy, like where she's playing it. So I'm just like this again. I feel like Frank, we're a broken record. Like you said, I want movement.
Yes, I don't know what's going on with Cody. But they need to get going with this because I just can't. These scenes between Britt and Cody are just excruciating to watch.
Right.
Because it repeats just the same kind of beat where Britt is just disgusted by the very sight of Cody. It just can't have anything to do with him. It's like, why are you still here? Why aren't you? I thought you were leaving town. Oh, I'm not leaving town. I'm sticking around. Like, and anything that's less interesting than that is an interaction between Cody and Spinelli. Just this whole yes, whatever why they settled Spinelli, a character who doesn't get much screen time as well, to say like, hey, you know what, we're going to give you a little bit of a story, but it's going to be really lame. So enjoy. Yeah,
again, we all know he's the part of society set up. That's him, obviously. So why is it I don't understand why it's a secret. I just don't understand. Again, if there's an end game, I don't know what it is.
It's not a great one, at least now.
Well, people are asking because remember, we got Cody, we got the other new guy who is working for Michael secretly, working for what his name? Des. What was his
name?
Dex.
Yes.
I like
Des is dead. Isn't Des dead?
Des dead. Des dead. It's so like. Well, you're introducing them. Who are they? But then again, it's like, where's Jordan?
Yeah.
Like, where is Jordan? We got this beautiful woman, and then I'm telling you, it's like
to have a scene where Michael talks to that guy and says, you know what, after the ELQ thing falls apart, and he calls him and he goes like, things that happen here, so now you have my full attention. Cut to. Nothing's happened with that storyline. I was like, so much for your full attention, Michael. All right, cool.
Like I said, Comet has more storyline than they do. And I love Comet. I love horses.
People are talking about that horse, and rightly so. It's a great looking horse.
He's a beautiful horse. He's a beautiful. I mean, I tell people, don't diss the horse. Not the horse's part. He got a job. The horse got a job. Let him have a job. Shit. Yeah. I said the beautiful horse. They did a great job with the stables. It's kind of cute little area. They made a great little set. So I'm like, leave the horse alone. But yes, other storylines around it, yes, they're not good. And like Frank, I'm just. We said this last week also, Frank, and I stick by the statement. A lot of the other shows are having big moments that are propelling them forward. And this show seems like it just keeps building and 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 building. There's no major twist that makes us go, "Oh my god!" and then shoots off another direction. I guess there's nothing. So you guys in chat, I think that's what I do. 50 people in the chat room. Maybe you guys agree. It's like I just feel like there's just stuff. Just it's the same beats, like you said, over and over again. It's the same setups, and then you sprinkle people in. Here's Selena Wu for 2 minutes. We all love her, but we're only in for a couple minutes. Then she goes away. You throw in Diane Miller, then she goes away. Bring in Kathleen Gotti, like I'm going to say Kathleen Gotti, Liesel for a minute. Austin, where's Austin? Where's Liz? Liz was released, and we didn't see Liz. I mean, it's kind of, you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's great characters out there that could be used, but they're just not. There's no forward motion. It's just all the same every day.
And I mean, if you're looking at a calendar, you would hope that over the course of 12 months, you were staggering the stories in such a way that, 1 month you're kicking off some storyline, while the next month you're introducing a cliffhanger in another. The third month you're paying off one storyline, and you're kind of rotating those throughout the year. So you're getting something happening every, at least some kind of payoff or just kind of visceral reaction to a storyline every single month in every different story. But it's just like I don't know why they've decided to just instead we're going to slow everything down and not really pay anything off.
Right, it's completely slowed down. I think, yeah, that's why I need some pair. Like I said, we need something that's going to go, oh, and then because now we got Alexis talking to Gregory. That's going to take forever, obviously. Then we got, we got all these. They introduced us a storyline. You go, oh, okay, I'm interested, but then it just drags out. Like
yes,
we're completely interested. We're like, okay, I'm interested in this. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, who is Austin secretly talking to?
Yep, it'll take forever to find that out.
We don't know either. I mean, I just have no idea. And I'm telling you, if they mention Liz's parents one more time, I'm going to shoot myself in the eye.
I can only think that might be the reason why GH doesn't ever reveal to you or us what is happening in storylines, like Valentine's, for example, or Victor's. I'm sorry, because they take so long with these storylines that you would know it's gonna. You at least they need to have something to be able to surprise you with at some point. But they've taken so long to get to there, you've either kind of at least figured it out through context clues, or you've become so disinterested in the story that when the reveal does come, you're like, who cares at this point? And so I feel like either's not great for the show.
That's the problem. I agree with you. That's the problem. It's like, I better not be Peter than us. We don't say his name, Annie, in this chat room. We don't say name Peter. We don't say it 3 times. I don't want him appearing. We're good.
Peter's going to be back in like 3 years. He is.
You said that, and if he does, Frank, I know you'll be excited. James is going to go off. I'm on camera. I'm going to go off, Frank. I'm going to go off. If he's back, I'm going to go off.
Oh, it's going to be delicious.
Yeah, you're going to like it. I'm not going to like it. You're going to like it. Everybody says, as he's talking to Jimmy Lee Holt, that would be wonderful. If he's still alive, that would be great. Yeah. But who knows when I'm going to reveal it? That reveal could take 10 years now. Like this thing. That's what Beyond Salem did so well. They brought us some of the older characters that actually brought back on the spinoff. So if we want to do that, just come over here. And you can bring on the Webbers and Jimmy Lee Holt and all them and kind of do a little something on the side. Like, why not? A self-contained 5-episode series. Why not? So I don't, I'm just like.
And it's a shame because to take this actor, who, people either loved or hated Franco, interested and not interested with Franco and Liz. But I mean, he still had story. He still, he was there, pretty much regular presence on the show. And then to take him off and give him this new identity and bring him back as a different character and then do so little with this character is a shame.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she's dead. We're dead. The nurse. Yeah, the nurse had a baby. Yeah, I mean, I just think that we're like here's what they call a holding pattern. It feels like when you fly, I used to fly all the time, and there were times when you had to circle because there's too many planes coming in the air traffic. You had to circle for a while, and literally you're in the air. Just kind of remember one time, we literally were in a circle. Just circled the airport. It was a trip, Frank. It was totally a trip. Being on a plane, just circling for about an hour and a half. The circle. They even gave us free drinks. You want some free drinks? They gave us free drinks. Thank you. Back then it was Northwest Airlines. They're not around anymore. Or was it Continental? They're not around anymore either. But one of those two airlines is not around anymore. They did that. And we literally circle. That's how I feel like this show is doing right now. All the other shows have movement. This one just, I feel like I watch all four. This one just seems like it's just holy. We're just circling, Frank. We're circling. I'm ready to land, Frank. Frank, I'm ready to land.
Yeah, and yet, I mean, it did well at the Emmys.
It did very well. I mean, that's crazy. It did very well. They won Best Show, Best Direction, Supporting Actor and Supporting Actress and Younger Actress. There you go, kids.
Yeah, which I feel like sends the show the wrong signal. Where it's like, hey, if we got Best Soap, then we're clearly doing something right. But they're not. They're not doing it. They're not.
And somebody said in the chat room, I think it was either Cherie or Shonda or somebody. I always S names in here. I think they're saying they were or Crystal. What is somebody saying here? But they're hoping possibly it's so slow right now that they're going to do a big boom and then it'll ramp up and it'll be for like a month or two. Will be good.
But I feel like that's poor planning on a soap, because you can't just plan for like a month or two of excitement. You still have got 10 other months in that year to be able to program for as well. So that's if that's their intent, like, hey, we'll give you 2 months of awesomeness, but now you're gonna have to endure like 10 more months as we got to drag things out on whatever's next on all these storylines, and then 2 more months after that of excitement. That's poor planning on a soap's part, because how can you expect people to stick around for 10 months? I don't know. That's just rough.
I agree. I totally agree. And I won't tell you, but an actor that I'm a friend of who was on General Hospital said to me once, he got hired and was on for like 9 months and doing anything. And it's like on contract. So even though they're on contract, folks, they're supposed to on contract, they just like, you have Taggart. They mentioned that he's one of the guys looking. We haven't seen him.
No. Heck, we haven't even seen Sam do anything.
Right.
And she should be more of a regular presence. Nope, not Sam has not done one thing.
Nope. And I agree with you guys. Sona, you have Sunny and Nina. They're not together, are they? Or they're together, not together. Like, they're dragging that on.
Oof, man.
To no end, Frank. To no end. Should he go back to the Tano? Like, what's going on, kids?
That's just rough. It's just rough. And it's just like
I'm like, Carly. So here's one thing: the divorce between Carly and Sunny went fast. Yes. They did that fast, but then they slowed down the actual then Nina and Sunny should just get together then. Then it should just go all the way. But they slowed that. Almost like they're afraid to do it.
Yeah. I don't know why they've dragged their heels out so much more, to the point like I don't really care if Sunny and Nina get together. I don't care. If they just want to keep in this kind of quasi kind of friendship that they've got right now, then fine. And then you want to get Nina or Sunny together with somebody else, great. I mean, on the canvas right now, there's nobody, so it'd be requiring introducing somebody new, which would only then take away screen time from somebody else. So
right, there you go. Then you have that problem. So it's like I'm trying to. Again, they have a lot of great actors, a lot of great people to work with. We got Finn just kind of hanging out too. I'm just like, and even the Ryan thing. I'm assuming they're waiting for the trial to happen first, and then do the Ryan thing. I'm assuming that's what it is, possibly.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
I assume Ryan's not going to be happy with Esme after whatever the outcome of the trial is.
Yes.
And just I don't need any more scenes of Esme to Nicholas saying, I guess that's of course nobody's going to help me be able to see Ryan.
I know. It's the ingredients are there. Yeah, Drew and Jordan. I'm like, yeah, I'm all for that. I'm like, why not? Anything, why not? I said Drew and Sunny. I was like, they had a little chemistry. Like, why not? I'm thinking either just commit to them being single, or commit to them in a relationship, or commit to. We're just circling the drain. We're circling the drain.
Which is unfortunate, because at this point I don't know if I really want to see Drew with Carly. Because I
I
just
don't
felt
want
like,
to.
Drew's, Drew would almost be sort of like Rory in the sense, because as soon as, Jason comes back, Drew's going to be on the losing end. So I can't see any world where that Drew is like a nice long-term relationship with Carly.
No, I can't see it either.
He doesn't become like a new Jack Spur.
No, no. I'm like, and I'm just like, and we still have Anna and Valentine not happening.
Oh man.
Another one just dragging along. And I'm
Yeah.
like, everybody wants them together. We can see why. I mean, whatever. We get a nice little talk, one episode, and that's it.
Yeah. It's so frustrating. And then we have to have other scenes like Felicia talking to Valentine. What are your intentions towards our girl?
Meanwhile, baby talk for them too, going on every 3 months.
Oh,
Is that happening too soon? I just sound like this sour person, but I'm just like, Crystal, you're right. A lot of these storylines are just uncommitted. Everything's in limbo. It's just no. Like I said, where's the romance? I think there's no real romance happening. It's like, traditional soap, Love in the Afternoon. I just feel like there's just people floundering.
especially and the Brooke and Chase storyline it's tailor made for that. They could have been together right now, and then you're seeing the fun and romance is there, falling in love, but they're also trying to kick off this music career. The fun, goofy scenes you can have with them, the trials and tribulations of launching Chase into as a musician would be so much more enriching. Where it's not they're sniping at each other. I can't take any more scenes where they snipe at each other. It's just awful. And even the show acknowledges that's what their relationship is now.
Yes. Well, they are slow burning. Like, oh.
And I feel what's terrible is like that's the show acknowledging that's how they wrote those characters.
Yep.
Like, oh, we wrote you, because we didn't want to pull the trigger sooner. We had to come up with reasons for you couldn't be together. So we made all these little petty arguments. And now we realize, like, boy, that's awful. So, but we still don't see them together.
I don't know, kids. I just sound like an unhappy person. I mean, I'm watching the show. It's watchable. I mean, there's been times in the history it's been unwatchable. It's watchable, but they have great cast and all that kind of stuff. And they have storyline potentials. All the stories have potential. I just now want to see off. Do it.
Yes.
Go. Let's make some definitive decisions. Okay, then Chase and Brooke are now going to sleep together. Let's see what happens after that. Now, let's see Elizabeth and her DID story. Let's actually show her being DID and have her wreak havoc. Done. Let's something just like literally let's find out what Valentine's up to. Not Valentine, what Victor's up to. Done. That's what I mean. Like that's what we need. That's what we need.
I agree, and it's always great when you see storylines impacting other storylines, and that's so it's like let's set the ball rolling on one of them and seeing how that's going to impact other stuff, and you can start launching stuff out of there. It's just things can happen. You just gotta tip that domino over and say yes, we're gonna do this.
So I got a Google alert.
Oh,
that it's all about Frank, you guys. It's about Frank. I put Frank Moran's name and say whatever comes up. Let's see what happens.
Oh, nice.
A gunman opened fire at Carolina at the Comedy Zone in North Carolina at a comedy show where Craig Robinson's at.
Oof. Great.
This gun stuff's going crazy. I'm not gonna get to it right now, but this gun stuff's getting crazy. It's kind of getting crazy. But anyway, so I don't know what's going on. They have a large cast, they have a lot of storylines out there, and a lot of openings. You just start closing. You know what it's like, Frank? You know exactly what it's like. I'm looking right now. I have 9 tabs open. That's way too many. I have 9 tabs open on my computer. That's what it feels like, Frank. There's like 20 tabs open on the General Hospital mainframe. That's what it is. Yeah. So after I get off here, I'm gonna start closing some of these tabs. Work what it is and close these tabs.
You know what, James? You bring up an interesting point to that because as somebody who I always have a lot of tabs open.
Oh, that's right. You guys are doing yes.
Yes, I do. But yet, which you think that because of that, I'd be fine. with the way the GH is telling all
Right,
this.
all right, there you go, right.
I'm not.
You're not. That's so funny. Oh my God, that's funny. That's right. Oopsie. Yes. I mean, I have some that are open continuously, but I have others I know they're open. Some they're open relating to this. I'll be uploading this stuff. But it's like, to me, it's too many tabs. I'm like, it's too many tabs. I don't like more than 3. Maybe 2 or 3, and I'm fine at a time. But I literally have 9 open right now. How many do you have right now, Frank? I have 9.
I've got 14 open right now. And that's a small day for me.
It's a Sunday. It's Sunday.
That's right. Yeah.
That is crazy. You have 14 open. I had 12 open yesterday, and I was like, it was driving me bonkers. I like bonkers.
I comfortably operate in the 20 to 30 range on my tabs.
oh my God.
As the super organizer, I know that goes against everything you believe.
It does. Everything I believe in, Frank. Everything I believe in. I'm like, oh my God. Because I always make a joke because my emails right now are down to 5. You know, I've had to talk before.
Yeah.
I'm an organizer. I'm like, no, I can't have more than like 20 emails at a time. I go crazy. I can't do it. Frank, how many do you have, Frank?
At least unread on my mail, 187,524. That's what it says there on my.
Oh my God.
My phone. So
they're all me too. They go, oh my God, what are you going on my chat? Oh my God, me too, Frank. Oh my God, Attorney JC. So I'm like, oh my God, Frank. Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? Frank is crazy.
Because I had to up my Google storage finally, so I don't have those issues anymore. So
yeah, because I haven't got any return things back.
Yes. So I upped it. Paid $2 a month, guys. But I went for the yearly option to save like $4. So
I'm paying $1 a month for mine. I think I got 1 terabyte or something. I don't know, or whatever I got. Something like that. I erased. Sharice, I thought I was bad. I erased my emails, folks. I only keep a few. I flagged them and keep a few that you keep, but get rid of them. I'm an organizer, so it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. At all. I thought I was bad. Oh my God, they're all laughing in chat room. Yeah, Frank has a lot of emails.
Yeah, guys. That's
so tabs open. Yes, I had 12 open, and I thought, oh my God, I was going to kill myself. Yes, they're totally laughing. Yeah, one of the few last things before we go, of course. Yeah, it's Chase's again. Another thing, he's not going to be on the force. Probably he just keeps hitting people for Brooklyn.
Yeah,
what should he be a singing sensation?
Yeah, you may as well, because there's not really any great storylines that I think are going to result out of Chase being back with the PCPD.
Nope.
I mean, it could be interesting if they ever wanted to like really do some fun storylines with Dante and Chase's partners, but it doesn't feel like the show's ever really had an interest in doing that. So, let's go full tilt with the music and what's this next iteration of like the Eddie Main era of General Hospital. Let's do it. Let's kick it up again.
Shauna says she has over 92,000 unread emails.
Yes.
He's like, yes. I can't do that, kids. I would literally lose my shit. I can't do it.
I bow
as an organizer. You guys, that's all. That's it. Forget it's over an hour. I gotta get something to eat, you guys. It's hot as F in Los Angeles. Look at you guys. Look, that's crazy. 187,524. You guys. That is. I have 5. And your phone. 142 messages.
That's right. 142, guys. 142. Great stuff. Great stuff, everybody, right? I'm a monster.
It stresses me out seeing that, Frank. It's not even my phone.
And then you got to do the texts. There we go. What are the texts?
Oh, there you go. Let's see. 434 texts.
There you go. There you go, guys. That's why I'm a garbage person.
Oh my God. That is so crazy. Oh my God. He's like, I read texts from 5 people and that's it. That's all I do. Like,
that's right.
I'm sure your partner, but your daughter buys that phone. That's about it, probably. That's it. You guys, that's me and Frank for this week. Frank, where can I find you? Where can I find you?
Well, you can't find me on my phone.
No, you sure can. You sure can reach them there.
No, or on my email, because I'm not responding to any of these. I got 187 to go through. 187,000. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie.
You can reach me, of course. What am I now? I'm so thrown off by Frank right now. So the GHP Spotlight is on audio and video. It's the #1 show on both. Thank you so much, Frank, and I really appreciate it. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, follow, whatever. 51 people are watching right now. We have 19 likes. Hit the like button. It helps me do stuff. It does stuff for me. Please do it.
Yeah,
Also,
super chat it up.
Yeah, go to the chat. We have super chats. You go ahead and give us a little something if you'd like to do that. We have merch, jljmedia.threadless.com, buymeacoffee.com, and James Lott Jr. Yeah, I guess that's it, kids.